Hello, my name is Russell Myers, independent for U.S. President for 2024. Sorry for not putting anything out for a little while. I'm sure that most working class people can understand the position I've been in. I've wound up working overtime that I didn't want to work, but it was necessary for the continuance of the maintenance of my workplace. As a nurse, I feel very obligated toward this. And I've been pretty doggone busy. Anyway, first, all right, let's talk about Palestinian statehood. All right, first of all, and the Gaza conflict. All right, first, I want to give another shout out to all of the students that have been protesting for peace, for a ceasefire in Gaza. The number of protests at universities has reached over 120 colleges and universities at this point. These students are amazing. They are brave. They have faced campus security. They have faced the police in Texas. They faced the National Guard, which for many of us brought back memories of Kent State. Yeah, remember the song "4 Dead in Ohio." So these students have been tremendously brave. And this has been the largest peace movement that we have seen globally since the 1960s to early 1970s. So, major kudos to these students. I am very proud of all of you for standing up. All right, so what's happening in Gaza is that Israel has gone into the city of Rafah, which was supposed to be the last safe place for civilians to withdraw to. And it has not been safe for them. The peace movement calls for a ceasefire have not just been students. April 18th, the UN General Assembly voted for a resolution for a ceasefire. And this was vetoed. When it got to the UN Security Council, it was vetoed by the United States. So, all right. As of Friday, the UN General Assembly approved a resolution granting Palestine new rights and reviving its UN membership bid. Now, I am reading to you from an Associated Press release. So the General Assembly sponsored a resolution by a vote, which was approved, by a vote of 143 to 9 with 25 abstentions. The United States voted against it, along with Israel, Argentina, Czechia, Hungary, Micronesia, Nauru, Palau, and Papua New Guinea. All right, so this goes to the UN General Assembly, and it is fully expected that the United States will veto this resolution. Now, this is a non-voting position that they would be. Right now, they are a non-observer state. So it does not have the right to vote, and this position would not grant them the right to vote in the UN General Assembly, but it would allow them to be members of different councils, committees, etc. So this is just, the United States is saying that they will, that, and Israel are saying they will not recognize Palestinian statehood as long as Hamas remains in charge. Well, Hamas has already stated that if there is a peace agreement and they are granted statehood, that Hamas will stop being a military organization and will become merely a political party, which they're already a political party. They are the leading political party in Gaza. So, why is this a problem? You tell me. We cannot deny that what is going on in Gaza is genocide. The number of Palestinians, almost all civilians, like 90% of the deaths have been civilians, including children, women, disabled. Over 34,000 dead. And that number has not changed for weeks, so it has gone much higher. That's what we know about. 34,000 dead, and that's not counting probably over 100,000 seriously injured. Israel has attacked hospitals, mosques, you name it, schools. They have blocked humanitarian aid entering the area. So starvation, dehydration, lack of medicine and medical care. This is attempted genocide, like it or not. The United States has suspended weapons, allegedly. Okay, you have to pay very strong attention to the wording here. They have suspended arms shipments to Israel for arms that can be used aggressively. Defensive weapons can be used aggressively. We've seen, air defense missiles being used as, surface-to-surface weapons. We know this can happen. The Patriot missile system can be used aggressively. The Iron Dome can be used aggressively. We're still giving them money. So this is all a ploy. This is all a deception to say that we are not suspending arms shipments to Israel. This means they're still sending small arms, still sending probably artillery shells. It's not clear what is or is not being sent, but to say that we won't ship weapons that can be used aggressively is just a deception. We know this. This is not a question. So the United States is supporting genocide. Our government, our current administration is vetoing UN resolutions for ceasefire, for Palestinian statehood, which is the only route to a two-state solution. You have to recognize Palestine as a state, as a nation with defined borders. That is the only route to a resolution of this. You're not going to have peace without giving them statehood. It's not going to happen. You listen to the rhetoric that comes out of Israel, and they are absolutely in favor of eliminating. They say they want to eliminate Hamas. Well, they can say anyone in Gaza is a member of Hamas. 3-year-old child, they're a member of Hamas. They are a terrorist, according to the Israeli government. Now, I am not, do not in any way interpret this as me being against Judaism. I am absolutely not against Judaism. Many Jewish people are against what is happening in Israel. You see massive protests by Jewish people against what is happening. Jill Stein, presidential candidate for the Green Party, is Jewish, and she is protesting against what is happening in Israel. There are more Jewish people outside of Israel that are opposed to what is happening than are for it. So I stand with them. I stand in favor of peace. I stand against genocide. I stand with the students that are protesting. Look at what this is costing. I mean, the Suez Canal is shut. So this is causing major trade delays, increased costs. This is part of what is contributing to the increase of your own cost of living and delaying shipments going from China and from Saudi Arabia, OPEC nations that ship through the Suez Canal to send oil to Europe. So it increases the time that shipments take, and it increases the cost, which means that it also lowers the availability of products. A ship that that normally would go, drop off, possibly load up with other things, well, that ship is taken up for much longer, so you're not able to transport as many goods. Oil becomes more scarce for Europe. Which means, and all of this means the cost of oil goes up for you. The cost of energy, the cost of gas in your car, the cost of your electricity bill, all of this goes up. Anything that affects the global energy supply affects you. It does. You can say, oh, well, we produce enough for ourselves. No, we don't. No, we don't. We are still importing from OPEC nations, from Saudi Arabia. We're still importing oil. Like it or not. So this is a big problem for you. The cost of this is on you. It increases our debt. Like it or not, it increases our debt, And that means your children, your children's children, their children's children are still going to be paying on this 34, coming on $35 trillion debt. Sooner or later, this is going to devalue the dollar. And then what is going to happen? So you can ignore children being killed all you want. But what's happening to you? You're in favor of this? I'm not. I think all weapon shipments to Israel should be suspended. All monetary aid to Israel should be eliminated, actually. They can support themselves. They don't need our money. They have universal health care. You don't. So suspend everything until Israel sits down and negotiates in good faith. Until Palestine is recognized as a nation with defined borders. Then, if necessary, only if necessary, then restore arms shipments. But not until. That's what should be happening right now. But it's not. Instead, we are supporting genocide. Share this video. Talk about these subjects. Talk about it far and wide. Talk about it very openly. Don't be afraid to say it. Don't be intimidated. Don't let anybody call you anti-Semitic because you're against genocide. Don't let that happen. Stand your ground. Be as brave as these students are, because you're not facing the National Guard pointing a gun at you. You're not facing police throwing you in jail. You're not. Be brave. Stand up. Grow a spine. So talk about these things far and wide. Share this video. Talk about these subjects. If you can afford it, please donate whatever you can to help expand this campaign. And I will catch you in the next one. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a good day.